Right.
Alrighty. Hello, my name is Nick Pettis, and I'm here with.
Shezwae Powell, Chair of the Theater Arts Department.
It's so nice to meet you and have everyone know who you are. So,
Nice to be met.
all right, let's jump into our questions, shall we? So, could you explain what the Cyber Sampler is?
Well, seeing as how we were going to be online this semester, I wanted to come up with something that would fit this format. And so doing a single theatrical piece that, took a largest cast and was going to be kind of unwieldy for Zoom didn't seem to make sense. So finding several small pieces that had maybe no more than 3 people in the cast, or monologues that someone could do on their own, and sort of piecing all of that together to make a production seemed to make the most amount of sense. And seeing as how I couldn't necessarily base it on a particular theme, because this time around there were going to have to be a lot of different considerations. I have done shows where I've put together small pieces under the banner of a particular theme. We did something one semester that was called Spring Shorts, and we did that based on the first act covered things that were love and death, and the second act was love and lunacy. So I could select things that all fit into those themes. But this semester we were going to have to choose things, one that would work under these circumstances, that would be the kinds of things that would work with a Zoom rehearsal circumstance, that weren't going to require a elaborate set or period costumes, that could be done in a contemporary setting. And the other thing is that most published pieces of theatrical work require you to purchase performance rights in order to do them for a live performance. But as this was not going to be a live performance, it was going to be filmed and then streamed, we had to find publishers and playwrights that would agree to a filming and streaming, and under what conditions were they going to agree. And many of the publishing houses and the playwrights were, just as caught off guard by all of this as we were. So they were kind of making it up as they went along. And so there was a lot of toing and froing of negotiations and so forth. So the idea that it would be, the production would live in the cyber universe, and then it would be a sampling of things, seemed to fit the whole idea of what we were doing.
All right. So, what can we, the audience, expect from the Cyber Sampler?
Well, although there was no guiding theme, it turned out that all of the pieces fit into the category that I would call quirk. They're all a little bit quirky. There's nothing that is highly realistic or highly, overly dramatic, although we do cover subject matter from death to attempted suicide, LGBTQ coming out, and things of that nature. It's all approached from a sort of, not necessarily comedic, although there is a lot of comedy involved, but a less straightforward fashion, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense. So Why did you choose to do this?
Because I think it is important, even if we are in a circumstance where we're not able to be in communion with one another. We're not able to share the same space. We're not able to do what theater usually does, and that is to bring people together and to create a community experience. I thought it was important that we still do our best to have performing arts be alive as much as we can for our college community and our community at large, and to create connections with one another, not only the people who are involved in the production, but being able to connect to the people who see the production. I just think the more humanizing work we do in these circumstances, the better.
So when can we expect to see this?
We are due to stream the weekend of November 6th.
All right. If it works, will you do it again?
Well, we may have to do it again in the spring if we're still online. But to be honest, the thing that is so wonderful about theater is that it's live. And so once we are hopefully past this pandemic and are able to all be together, I will very happily resume work on a live basis, because that's what makes theater so special.
All right. I know as a theater student myself, I was very interested in doing the cyber sampler, although my busy schedule would not allow me to do so. Could you explain the audition and application process if you were to do this again?
It's pretty much the same as the application and audition process when we do live productions. You would fill out an information sheet telling us a little bit about yourself. You would turn in a picture and a resume, and you would come to an audition. These auditions we held via Zoom, but everyone, took a scheduled time just as they would for a live audition. And it was really lovely to see the monologues that people had worked out, and the one benefit of doing something filmed as opposed to doing something live, when you do something live, that benefit is that you get immediate response from the audience, you get an energy exchange from the audience, so you immediately know what sort of connection, if at all, you have with the people that you're performing for. The benefit for doing something filmed is that you get to actually see it back. You never, you do a live performance, it's done, you hope it went well, you hopefully got nice applause at the end or whatever, but you can never really look at it again and learn from it. When you film something, you have something that you can look at and learn from and make decisions about, well, this really worked well, and I can really build on that, or that really did not go well. I have to, be certain to do those sorts of moments in a different way.
Great. That answered all my questions. Thank you.
You're quite welcome.